We now turn towards the Israeli-Palestinian conflict as the Pentagon delivers the first batch of defense supplies to Israel as President Biden promises more is on the way. WBKO's White House correspondent John Decker has more on the president's remarks.
In a move that senior administration officials say sends a clear message to Hamas, the first shipments from the Pentagon to resupply Israel's Iron Dome air defense systems and munitions for Israel's defense force arrived in Tel Aviv. The president in the Rose Garden reiterating that U.S. support for Israel is unwavering.
And this moment, we have to be crystal clear. There is no justification for terrorism. No excuse, and the type of terrorism that was exhibited here was just beyond the pale.
The president also met with leaders in the Jewish community and spoke about his administration's efforts to combat anti-Semitism.
As I said yesterday, my commitment to Israel's security and the safety of the Jewish people is unshakable. The United States has Israel's back, and I have yours as well.
Earlier today, President Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the fourth time in 4 days, the two leaders promising to stay in close contact. Tomorrow, Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrives in Israel in a show of solidarity. The U.S., meanwhile, is in contact with a multitude of countries trying to win release of Americans who continue to be held hostage by Hamas. At the White House, I'm John Decker.
And tonight we're also hearing from state leaders on the Israeli war. In Glasgow, Governor Beshear shared his thoughts on the conflict today, and Congressman Guthrie also shared his remarks at the U.S. Capitol. Listen.
We are tracking each group from Kentucky that we know about that was in or around Israel, especially this last week. Thankfully, many of them are already on a plane or already home. I believe the other major groups have made it to Jordan and have a scheduled time to get out. Our prayers, Brittany and my prayers go out to the people of Israel. Virtually every one of them somehow has been impacted by this horrible terrorist attack.
We need to be ready. We need to be serious. We need a speaker. We need to send the equipment where it needs to be, military aid where it needs to be. And we need to make sure that dictators like Putin, terrorist groups like Hamas, don't terrorize and dictate to the world.
And like the governor said, area church members who had been stuck in Israel are returning to the U.S. Broadway United Methodist Church Pastor Adam Schwartz updated on social media yesterday that their group was safely in Jordan and are still there as of updates today. They said they were originally leaving tonight, but no definite plan had been set yet. Nick Smith, the pastor at River Lake Church in Glasgow, updated us this afternoon that their group had just landed in Boston and have one more flight before they are home.